One of my very favourite things to do is just be around large groups of people all doing something they're really passionate about. It's why I love football matches, it's why I love events like Comic-Con and gaming conventions, and it's why I fell in love with Pokemon Go instantly when it first came out back in 2016. But of course, the worldwide passion for Pokemon Go was relatively short-lived, and it very soon just became this weird thing that weird people did kind of on their own, and as a result, I kind of lost interest. But I've recently got back into the game as a motivational tool to get me out and about getting more regular exercise, which has somehow coincided with Pokemon Go Fest being held in the UK for the first time at Brockwell Park in London. After having a great time at the Pokemon World Championships in London last year, there was no way I was going to miss another massive Pokemon event. Go Fest is the biggest event on the Pokemon Go calendar every year. It's a ticketed event and tickets cost a pretty steep £32 for a full day of exclusive gameplay, half within the park and half throughout a wider city-wide experience across London. Now let's go and hang out with some wonderful nerds. But before we do, if I could just ask you a quick favour, we're still in the very early days of this channel, so if you're enjoying the content so far and would like to see more, please consider subscribing and turning on your notifications. It's the single most helpful thing you can do to help to support a YouTube channel. And if you enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up to tell YouTube that they should maybe consider pushing it out for a few more people to see. And just as importantly, let me know down in the comments section what your favourite Pokemon is. Now get me into that muddy field.
So this is Pokemon Go Fest. I mean, to be fair, it's not actually started yet, which is why it just looks like a field. I imagine at some point it will stop just looking like a field. There's already a queue of people over there getting ready to go in the merchandise tent. It's a bit of a weird setup actually. I was expecting there to be some kind of ticket to get in, but because you buy the ticket to the event in the app, and then the app decides whether you get all the event exclusive pocket monsters and whatnot, you're literally just wandering off the road into the park, and it is still functioning as a normal park today. There's no restriction on just coming in and wandering around even if you don't have a ticket to the event. It's pretty pointless to do that, because if you don't have a ticket you don't get all the stuff that's going on in the app. But yeah, it looks like anyone can just wander in and explore. We have a nice little row of toilets over there, and then it's all kind of set off into different areas. You've got a few of these Pokestop looking things around that are actually power banks, so you can go and charge your phone. Or there's not anywhere to like lock your phone up. It's a load of phone cables on a wet bench. So I'm glad I brought a power bank with me. And then my understanding of how this works is the park itself is kind of sectioned off on GPS into various biomes, I guess, and they all have different Pokemon spawning in them. There's going to be fancy raid things. Sheepdog, what's going on today?
You know, I did think I was standing right here and I know everything. There's like an ice biome, I think that's it there, a volcano, a fairy place. So all these different tents around the place are different biomes. There'll be regionals spawning here. There'll be a quest to catch Deontay, the mythical Pokemon.
And just to clarify, everyone here is really cool, aren't they?
Yeah.
This isn't like an event for dweebs.
No, everyone here is cool.
Just checking.
It's all good.
Okay. Well, we're going to go and have a little bit of explore. Things officially kick off in half an hour, so I'm kind of wondering if now is the best time to get in the queue for the merchandise thing, because it's probably not going to be any smaller than that all day, and we can't actually do any of the Pokemon catching for half an hour yet, so I think we might go and have a look in the merchandise tent. I've made it into the merchandise tent. I'll level with you, I expected the Pokemon to be a little bit harder to find than this. They're just piled up everywhere. We're on our traditional hunt for a Girafarig. Obviously they won't have one because they never do anywhere, but if there is a Girafarig in here, I'm just going to buy it, go home, job done, event complete. They've also got loads and loads of t-shirts and hoodies and things all around the outside here, various more plushies and whatnot. They've even got a little bag that's supposed to look like a Loungefly bag that isn't one. And I think that's about it. Bags, toys, hoodies, t-shirts. Not quite on the level of the merch store that they had at the World Championships at the XL last year, which I did make a video on. You can find that up there somewhere. But still some cool bits and bobs. Nothing I want to carry around with me all day though. So I expect, unless I find a loose Giraffa rig. No purchases will be made. Well, the event doesn't start for another 10 minutes or so, but I do have the most important mission of the day already complete. I've got Anna's socks. 3 pairs of Pokemon socks. £20. That's not horrific. That's not like... It's not Wembley prices. So we are in. The whole park has got absolutely bonkers. I did catch the moment just after 9 o'clock when it was switched over from there being nothing at all here to it being this absolutely insane situation. But we've been given a load of tasks to do as part of the event. So the tasks basically involve going around all of the different habitats, which I think are indicated by all these different tents that are around the place, and then catching Pokemon, spinning Pokestops over in those different areas. But I mean, that is insane. I've never seen anything quite like it. I need to put the camera away for a bit, do some catching. No shinies yet, very sad, but apparently there's increased shiny luck here today as well, so should have some goodies to show you the next time I check in. So there's various of these tent things positioned around the park which indicate the different biomes. So this one is the Hypnotic Glacier, and each one of the different areas has different Pokemon that spawn in there. So we have to queue to go in here. Absolutely no idea what's going to be inside once we get in there, but we'll go and have a little look. Yeah, probably some ice. And there's, that looks a bit like London over there. Who'd have thought? Laser hazard in here, apparently. So this is the Hypnotic Glacier. Oh, there's me. That guy looks like me.
Or is that some sort of hypnotic?
So we're in like I guess we're inside a glacier right now, which is quite cool. Glacier. It's very smoky in here as well. I'll level with you. I was expecting to see some Pokemon in here. And then this is a very dark room. I think the sole purpose of these is that they're air-conditioned tents. So it's a place to come and hide from the sun and cool down. There's no sun today, so it's not an issue. But that was a weird thing to queue up for, other than the fact we are now in an air-conditioned tent, smack bang in the middle of this biome. But there's, I don't know, I thought there might be like a toy Pokemon in here or something, or a guy in a Pokemon suit.
This one's weirdly disappointing, actually. Weirdly, not to be negative, but weirdly disappointing. It's just a dark room.
Yeah.
You can't even see us on the camera, surely, really.
Yeah, I mean, if it was a really hot day, I would get it. We'll be back here later if it gets warm.
That is a good shout.
But let's go to a different biome. This one was weird. So over there, they've got a meet and greet for Pikachu and Eevee at various times. Eevee's doing the meet and greet at the moment. And then there's all these mobile phone masts just to make sure everyone can get a signal, which is a good plan, a very good plan. Right, we've done all of the tasks at the moment for Hypnotic Glacier, so we now need to head to a different biome, because each biome on the tasks that you get as part of the event has a thing like catch however many in each area, spin however many Pokestops in each area. So we need to head to one of these other areas, and it looks like over here there's maybe a little bit more effort being put into it, because over here we literally just got ice cubes and a cold room. But over here, there's at least some flowers. So I'm now in the Volcanic Island, I think this one is called. There's a volcano behind me. There's also lots and lots of people playing Pokemon Go behind me, which is very, very cool. I do like being surrounded by people who are doing something they really like. It's awesome. And also you can see behind me there's just people using the park normally as well. There's no restriction on coming in and just experiencing the event, but you only get the in-game stuff if you've bought the ticket, which is quite cool. It's not as busy as I thought it would be, but I mean, it is plenty busy, as you can see. I've got a ticket for in-park access for this morning, so I think that's from 9 until 1. I'll have all the stuff in the park, and then this afternoon I've got a ticket to cover the wider London, and I've got that for tomorrow as well, because I'm down here tomorrow as well. So there'll be other stuff across the rest of London. So park this morning, then we head over to the rest of London, but I like it here. It's fun in the park. I need to catch some more Pokemon. An hour in, not a single shiny yet. I think I'm doing something wrong. Right, we've found the kind of middle bit where lots of things are. So there's the Niantic Hollywood sign there, and then over here we've got another little shop that seems to have less stuff in it, plus things for the various Niantic services. We've got the fairy garden thing over there with all the plants. Then over here we have an actual hot air balloon with Pokemon Go written on the side, which I think is a new game they're going to be bringing out. It looks very snazzy. It's not actually up in it. I don't know if you can go up in that. I obviously wouldn't because it terrifies me. But that is there. And then there's some benches and eating places over there. But most importantly of all, we've now been here nearly an hour and a half. I still don't have a shiny anything. And I'm only on stage 2 of 5 of the tasks that we've got to do. And they have to be finished by 1 o'clock. There's some other bits that we can do over the course of the rest of the weekend on the citywide experience, but the actual quests and things that are in here have got to be done by the time my ticket for in here expires. So I need to get a wriggle on with those. But here we have flowery garden things. Another angle of the hot air balloon. I can also really smell bacon, and I'm not sure where it's coming from. But I want bacon now. Finally, an hour and a half in, I have my first shiny. It's from a raid rather than just catching a wild Pokey. It's a new Pokemon to my Pokedex as well. I have a shiny Cresselia that, as you can see, has Big Ben in the background as well, which is very, very cool. Huzzah! Kev has finally arrived at Pokemon Go Fest. So it's now 11 o'clock, so we're halfway through our allotted time here in the park. Turns out I might have been moaning unnecessarily earlier because I got a shiny Lucario much earlier on in the day than I realised I did. It was just an auto catch from my Pokemon plus. So this is how we're doing at the moment. 7 shinies so far today. Not too shabby. And I'm also ploughing through these research tasks as well. So I just need to finish one more of these field research tasks. They're all about... Every single one of them is asking me to earn a candy with my buddy, which is why it's taking so long. I keep deleting them. But then we'll be 3 of 5 through the tasks for the day. And then we've got these collection tasks on here as well, which the only one I need to finish is Volcanic Island. I've done one for all of the other areas. Habitats is the proper word. I've been saying biome all day. I just need to go and catch a Charmander over there. And then I've finished all the collection challenges as well. We're now going to head over there into the bit that we haven't been in yet, which I think is the Dark Jungle. But because we've kind of hovered around the edge of it, we've managed to catch everything that's in it and spin all the stops in it and do all the tasks in it and everything. My phone is also almost dead. 2 hours in, my battery is about to die, so good job, got a battery pack with me. So I'm now in the Dark Jungle habitat. Don't believe me? That, we can get the entire jungle in frame. That is a jungle. And that is the first Pokemon I've seen all day. So let's go into the jungle and have a little look. So we've got jungle moisture coming out of here. Actually, this is the best one so far. This is actually quite cool, quite nicely done. It's we've got jungle rain in here. I like this. This one's good. We're posing for potential thumbnails in here. This is quite cool. Although I am now getting wet and it is not a warm day. And the best thing about that is by going through it, I think I've given Sheepdog the slip as well. So a little bit of freedom for a little while. Somebody just said over there somewhere, there is a big inflatable Snorlax, so I'm going to go and find him. There's also a football match going on here as well, because this is still just a normal park in normal use for the day, despite the fact it's full of nerds holding their phones. And at this point, nerds holding their phones and everyone is tethered by a cable to their pocket or their bag as well, because it's 11:30. We've been going 2.5 hours. Everybody's phone has died now, and we're all charging back up again. We've found the big Snorlax. Still not found a little Charmander yet, but that guy just sitting there minding his own business while people come and take a selfie with his exposed crotch. There's no one here to stop me just climbing on him and bouncing on him like a bouncy castle either, so...
Someone right there. That's exactly what that lady's job is.
I didn't see her. Charmander caught. All the collection tasks now complete, which means the only thing I've got left to do now is the roaming about London task, which we'll do this afternoon. Need to find a route, follow that, and then we've got various other raids that are going to be over London that we're going to go and do this afternoon. But we've got about 45, 50 minutes left on our tickets. So we're just going to kind of do one more slow lap of the park, try and pick up a few more shinies before we head off. And we're aiming to hit the food van area just as everything goes dark on the app, so we can grab something to eat, because all I've had today is a Pret yogurt and I'm quite peckish. Well, we have hit 1:30, which is the end of our session here in the park. The poker stops and gyms and stuff that came on for the event haven't gone away, but it seems I can't spin them anymore. But as soon as we hit 1:30, we got a new set of quests for the citywide gameplay that is this afternoon, specifically these quests. 1 of 5 London city sites, so we need to spin some more poker stops. Can't spin the poker stops here anymore, so there's the incentive to just get us out of the park. We're going to go grab something to eat, and then we're going to go and do exactly that. But yeah, it looks like the poker stops and things in here have now been deactivated. Game crashed, and when it restarted, everything was gone. The park is completely stopless now, which means we really do need to get out of here to get on with the next set of missions, which actually I am going to have today and tomorrow to do, because I've got the citywide booked for tomorrow as well. But first, before we leave, we are trying to find the food trucks from earlier, which I think are this way. I am so hungry. It's getting on for 2 o'clock and I'm still surviving on just a yogurt first thing. I'm a big boy. I need more than yogurt to get me through a day. So here we have the variety of food trucks, and luckily, because we're kind of at that halfway point between the morning and the afternoon session, despite it being lunchtime, they're not actually that busy, because I guess a lot of people, as soon as Pokemon got turned off in the park, have legged it. And likewise, the people who've just got here are probably thinking in terms of getting on with playing the game. They'll have had lunch before they come. So I think hide and Greek is the way forward for me. We got back to the train station, and it's half an hour until the next train into central London from here, because they decided to put the event in the middle of nowhere, effectively, which is kind of not ideal, because I want to get back into catching my pokies, but knowing that I don't have to get out of this chair for another half an hour is quite a refreshing thought. My lower parts are a little achy. We've done about 12,000 steps so far today, and we're effectively only halfway through. Well, about 2.5 hours after the event actually finished over at Brockwell Park, and with much taking our time getting over here and catching a little bit at various train stations along the way, we've made it to Green Park, which is kind of our plan for the rest of the afternoon, to try and do as many of the Rayquaza, the Mega Rayquaza raids that are on as possible. So we just literally walked out of the tube station behind us there, and the first raid was right here waiting for us. So because everyone is doing this, they're filling up so quick. There were 20 people in the raid when we walked out of the station. I couldn't get the game to open. So I had to try again, and so this is the immediately next raid following that one, and there's 19 people in this one, so they are just all filling straight up to 20 people immediately. There's as many people in this park playing Pokemon Go as there were in the actual Pokemon park, so I think we've definitely come to the right place. We've got the citywide boosted stuff for, I think it ends at 7 o'clock, so we've got that at least for 3 more hours. So much shenanigans incoming, everybody. We've made it all the way through Green Park to just a big house there. Apparently the best place to play Pokemon Go is all the touristy places, so we're seeing all the sites this afternoon. So we're at Buckingham Palace. On the way down here, because I've really wanted a shiny Snorlax all day, on the way down here I said to Sheepdog, because he already got one and I was getting upset that I didn't have one, and I'm on a diet as well, so I said, right, here's the deal. If I get a shiny Snorlax this afternoon, I'm rewarding myself with a donut from Crosstown Donuts, my favourite donut place, which is over there somewhere, I think. And almost immediately got one. So I now have a shiny Snorlax. I've probably put a screenshot of him here, and I'm going to get a donut, which I wasn't going to have if I didn't catch him. So I'm very happy. Do you want to have a proper look at Buckingham Palace? There it is, look. Little sightseeing shot for anyone still watching at this point in the video who's not interested in the Pokemon. We don't often do touristy sightseeing things in London because we come down here so often. So you're getting to see a little bit of that as well. To the donut shop. Success. My Rayquaza successfully mega evolved. So that is almost all of the city-wide missions done. I just need to do one more raid with my buddy in my party, and I've completely finished that little quest line thing as well, which will mean all of the tasks completely done, apart from the one that lasts a full weekend where I have to follow a route, which I still haven't done. So I do need to find a route and follow a route. That might end up being something I do tomorrow morning, because there don't seem to be any in any of these parks, which is bonkers. I'll have another look in a minute, but we've now headed away from Buckingham Palace, still wandering aimlessly. Basically, as soon as we see the next Mega Rayquaza raid on the map, we walk in that direction. So that's what we're doing now. It's getting on for 5 p.m. Sheepdog heads home in a couple of hours. So we've got a couple more hours of wandering around yet. I think we've got time to find a route. Route. Would you believe I just didn't know how to use the routes feature properly? I'm actually walking back pretty much to the same spot I was in before when I said there weren't any, because there's one that starts exactly there, the St James's Park scenic route, which once we get to the start of, we should be able to spin that Pokestop at the start, and then I think we're following the route and we just have to walk back down that way again, and it just basically takes us the length of St James's Park, which seems reasonable. I mean, I'm basically on top of this Pokestop now. I don't really know how much closer I have to be. Ah, there we go. We are off. We are now travelling on the route. You can see that we've done 17 of 825 metres. So now you can see that we do have the little line on the map, and we just follow that, get to the other end, and profit, I think, is the general gist. Is it actually moving us along? Yeah, 32 metres. Figured it out. What a great feature this is. Well, we'll consider this a roaring success. Route complete, only took about 15 minutes. And that means, firstly, my bag has just fallen down and all my stuff has fallen out over the floor. But it also means that every single task related to Pokemon Go Fest 2023 London is now complete. We started at 9 o'clock this morning. It is 10 past 5 on day one. I do still have the citywide stuff for tomorrow as well, and for the rest of this evening, but that is literally going to be a case of leaving the Pokemon Go Plus in my backpack, just seeing if it catches any more shinies and seeing how many more stops I can spin. There's no more tasks to do. Job done. That has been a jolly good day. Highly recommend coming along to one of these events if you get the opportunity. It's not likely to be in London again anytime soon, but who knows? There's another one of these in or a similar event that's happening in Barcelona later in the year, which I'm now going to try and persuade Anna and Sheepdog that we should go to. See, look. Because I've had a splendid time. Big thumbs up to Pokemon Go. I won't quite end the video just yet. Once I get back to the hotel, I'll show you all the shinies I caught. And obviously we might still catch some more stuff yet. Right, well, I'm back round the front of King's Cross. Sheepdog has just headed off to get on his train. I'm going to head back to my hotel in a minute. I am just about 12 hours after I left that hotel this morning, and all I've done today is play Pokemon Go. But just to give you the confirmations that everything we needed to do for this event has been complete. You can see we've got no open quests there. None of the Go Fest ones open on here. Still plenty of other stuff. I had a long time away from the game. And I've got an egg that needs to hatch, but I mean, you can see just how mad it is. Even somewhere like this, the Go Fest event shuts off for the day in like 2 minutes time. I think it shuts off at 7 o'clock, at which point things will calm down massively, but it's going to be like this for the rest of the weekend. So I am going to hopefully grab plenty more tomorrow when I'm out and about. But as promised, as it is the end of the video, just to show you the shinies that I got today. Quite the selection. I think, yeah, this is in order that they've been caught. I did get the Lucario earlier in the day, but me and Sheepdog just did a trade on that one. but these were my shinies, so pretty happy with this little haul. There are still a few of the event exclusive shinies that I don't have yet, so I'll be keeping an eye out for them tomorrow, but very happy that I got my donut shiny Snorlax, and I've got a couple of shinies I can trade with Anna as well when I get home. A couple of Jinx on there, a couple of Tangela on there, and like I say, if I can do as well again tomorrow, what's that, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24 shinies today. If I can get close to 20 again tomorrow, I'm going to be going home with a pretty nice selection of bits and bobs to share with Anna. But that is it for this video. I know it's very different kind of content what we normally have on the channel. Don't worry, we're not going to have a Pokemon Go takeover from here, but just like how I vlogged the Pokemon World Championships last year, I'm not going to miss Pokemon Go Fest being in the UK for the first time, and potentially the only time. Who knows? It may not ever come back, but it has been a fantastic day. If you ever get the opportunity to come to these events, I urge you to do so. Even if you've only got a passing interest in Pokemon Go, I'm by no means a hardcore player. I've been playing it again probably for the last week, 10 days or so. That's it. I hadn't played it for years up until then, and I am still really enjoying it, especially surrounded by loads of other people who are also really enjoying themselves. But if you did enjoy this video, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for lots more travel content coming very, very soon, including a review of the hotel I'm about to go and sleep in now. And thank you very much for watching.